Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we got version 41.3 release notes, and that effectively means November's patch update. So what is going to be happening in November? We already know quite a few things. November is the month of Cyber Weekend. Necropolis is coming, which is quite a hype thing. New progression title. But let's slow down a bit, right? So obviously we're still going to have our regular monthly event quest and side event, and that format is going to be fairly straightforward. New quest weekly. There are going to be 5 difficulties. 1 path with 3 looping optional paths. 1 boss per fight. Plus 1 additional fight per optional path. You take up 3 max. Rewards does not grant randomized rewards. So there are set rewards. Rewards are reset and can be obtained each time you enter. Collect ropes from Grave Rubber Solo event. 7 will be available at the beginning of each week. Use your rope to access the side quest, win fights, collect the rewards, collect a shiny shovel from your weekly shovel objectives to access a complete additional path, and collect your cache of treasures, which is going to give you some better rewards. And yeah, that's about it. Log in and collect your stuff, more or less. It's straightforward, nothing too crazy. I do believe we get 100 tier 2 primordial dust again. There are 200 listed in here, but I don't think we get all the difficulties this time around like we got them before. So I do think we're just going to be getting the 100 dust there. And it's, fairly standard side event. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing, exceptional either, as far as I can tell. And then we have new champions. Shield, Kabam Original. We have seen her deep dive already. It is on my channel if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts about her. Then obviously Kushala. Now, Kushala has been one of the most hyped champions in quite a while, because obviously she's made by DLL. DLL so far has not made a bad champion. In fact, all 3 of his made champions are among the top 5 champions of the year. So that set up quite high expectations, as well as the fact that she's likely going to be super high prestige. So I'm sure that there's going to be quite large hype and run for Kushala. Right, so we have side quest, Dark Catacombs. I discussed that. Necropolis is launching, and I will be doing this on day 1. I will be trying to get it done as soon as possible. Definitely up for the challenge. And it's been a long time coming for Everest content, and let's see how that goes. Let us see how that goes. Also, we have Alliance Quest Season 11, and that comes with a whole new set of changes, because this time around we're going to have a different setup. It's going to go from 5 days a cycle to 4 days, and we can pick the days. Map costs will have been removed from map 7 and 8, and there will be, again, change to the entire event structure. So it's going to be a 7-day cycle. We play 4 days. We pick which 4 days we play. 3 days rest, which is much better dynamic in my opinion. And there's going to be complete redesign of the landing page and pretty much everything that is happening there. I will do a deeper video on changes to Alliance Quest, but in general, I think they are well overdue. And there are new modifiers, as we can expect. Again, and there will be rewards updates as well. Map rewards are no longer shared between all Alliance members or battle groups. You will only get the map rewards for the maps that you play. And again, I'll cover that deeper tomorrow, probably in a separate video. And there are changes to the maps as well, evidently, and quite more of that. And obviously, Alliance raids will be connected with Alliance Quest. As far as I understood it, in any given week, you will be either able to do an Alliance raid or Alliance Quest. Alliance raids seemed like they will cost Alliance tickets, and I think you will be able to do them once a month. I'm not super sure of that. Right, let's go further. We have Sandman's buff details, and here, as many of you guys probably have heard, the initial buff from Sandman has actually been nerfed quite a bit. And again, to make this 100% clear, I like Sandman as a character. Kind of like him before the buff. It's just that he's not quite good or fast enough, in my opinion. 2, his buff has been severely held back and nerfed. So there's not, again, just because people like to pick on the language that they use and the words that they use, and typically quite poorly there. I'm not saying Sandman's getting nerfed. He's obviously going to be better post the buff. What I'm saying is the initial version of Sandman Buff that got us really excited has been nerfed to the ground. Because these changes right here best illustrated. Because he used to stack everything from 10 to 5. And that would mean that heavy proficiency rating would go from 0.1 to 0.2. That would have been 100% increase for each heavy attack. Same as here and everywhere else. Now it goes from 0.1 to 0.25. So in essence, this is almost like 4 times less effective, or if you run it by the numbers. It is significantly less promising than it was. I'm still kind of holding out hope that Sandman is going to be good. I'm by no means jumping to conclusions. Maybe he was going to be mega OP, which I doubt with that version of the buff, and maybe this is still going to make him great, which, again, now I'm much more skeptical again. I still hope the champion's great, though. Obviously, we're going to only be able to tell him once the buff goes live, once we get to play with the champion. And that is what it is. They're saying the buff had 2 goals in mind. Reduce the damage difference between Special 3 loop versus Special 1 and 2, which is super important, and also increase ramp-up pacing so that Sandman still scales over fights while ascending meaningful damage in the first and second unstable states, which again is super important. Question is, will this be enough now? And I'm not going to condemn the buff, but I'm definitely significantly less excited and much more cautious after this change to his buff. Right, new features and improvements. We got max level instant upgrade. From the champion upgrade screen, you can now use your units to take any champion from the current level to the max level of their current rank. And this function could be amazing if it's reasonable. Because Iso-8 problems have been a very big part of MCOC since its inception. Every couple of months we see threads pop out, ISO drought, ISO problems, ISO. And I sympathize with it. That was pretty much the reason why I stopped playing my mini account, which I did, for YouTube, because it completely ruined my game experience. I could get the champions, I could get the rank up materials. I was even somewhat hanging in there with gold. I just could never get enough ISO. And it just felt absolutely miserable having all these amazing champions and just not have like the most bare fundamental thing to use. However, again, this will entirely depend on the cost that you will have to use. In other words, kind of like the exchange rate. If it's reasonable, I think this will help a lot of people. If it's not, well, then it's going to mean nothing. Because, as we all know, the unit cost calculator for the missing catalyst that I have is insane. I'm sorry, it's just insane. To rank up like a 4-star from rank 4 to 5, if you hardly have any catalysts, it is asking for like 1,000 or 2,000 units. And like, that's just bonkers. So if the units that are required for this are, crazy high, then it's just going to be a meaningless exercise that's, borderline designed to scam unsuspecting players. If the unit price for the ISO is reasonable, then it could be a helpful thing for a ton of players. All right, boost rate. On the pre-fight screen, you can now see the boost rate, which will show you the duration of all your currently active boosts. Kind of like that. I think that's decent. That's nice. Prime Gaming, kind of covered this in the stream summary. If you have an Amazon Prime account, every couple of weeks you can get some refills like a cow crystal. It's nothing major for majority of the active player base. It's a nice little perk if you want it. For more endgame players, I hardly think it's worth the trouble, but that's up to everybody to decide. But now, Kabam is going to publish these links that you can tap on and log into your Prime Gaming account and, get some extra perks couple times a month. But it's 3 energy refills, like a 3-star version of a new champion, and cow crystal or something. So it definitely didn't overly excite me there. And then there's a whole ton of bug fixes. Not any real mention of AI or the hitbox issues or anything else that we have been experiencing. Some bugs that are extremely troublesome are getting addressed, like Black Widow crushing the game, like Scorpion's losing his torment charges if he tries to evade, Werewolf by Night will pause lycanthropy with a striker out of a combo, which is good, and a few other kind of like, graphic changes and stuff like that. I don't think anything there was too critical, or I might have missed it, but there's quite a lot of them. Oh, one thing that I almost made a video about, but 81 complaints always about everything. Therefore, I'm actually extremely selective about which issues I put on my channel, and this one was one of those things which I just chose kind of to let go, because I bought the new emotes. I did buy the 2 of the 3 new emotes. Like, I really like the Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch emote, and I tried applying them like 6 times, and I failed, because every time I tried applying those new emotes, they just disappeared somewhere. And apparently that's a bug, which obviously I suspected, but yeah, hopefully, well, they say they fixed it, so hopefully with the new update, I'm gonna finally be able to use the new emotes, as without doubt, many of you also have had this issue. So just so you know, those emotes that you potentially purchased for 100 units, because let's face it, they were cool, they were based on memes, I liked it. And they weren't working. I was not able to apply them, so hopefully not. And that is pretty much it here. So that is November in the nutshell. Obviously, we have the new title, which you will be able to acquire if you fully explore the Necropolis. So that is going to be exactly what I do as soon as the event launches. Let me know what you guys think about the month of November, and I will catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about